You know that feeling where it seems like everyone around you is moving forward and you're just there? Welcome to Real Talk Now Me podcast. This is a space where we have honest conversations about life, about faith, and everything in between through God's lens. And today, I want to talk about something very real. And I need you to be honest with yourself while listening. Because if you've ever felt like your life is not moving the way you expected it, then this episode is for you. And if you have a friend that has actually felt this way for some time now, tell them that this episode is for them. Now, there are seasons in life when it feels like everyone is progressing. You know, people are getting jobs, people are graduating, people are getting married, people are getting gigs, people are getting endorsements, brands are working with them, people are starting businesses and their business is flourishing. People are moving abroad, like people are moving to new countries, from UK to Finland to Canada to Australia to Malta to Sweden to Switzerland. You know, different countries. They are even probably the countries of your dream. People are just becoming. And you feel like you're standing still. Like you feel like you're a log of wood, like a tree. That's the word. I think sometimes you even want to tell yourself, oh, for trees, you think breeze, the wind carries them or breeze blows them. You know, their leaves are flowing, their leaves are moving. That's the word. But you're just standing still. Maybe I should make this more personal. Let me make it more personal. Sometimes these people are not strangers. It's your friends, people you started life with, people you went to university with, people you shared classrooms with, people you probably discuss life plans with, people you used to have the same dreams with. I think that's the word. And now suddenly, their life looks different from yours. It's not even close. Not at all. But guess what? You are happy for them. Yes, you are. You are genuinely happy for them. There is no form of bitterness. There is no trace of bitterness from you to them. You are really, really happy for them. But deep inside you, there is something you don't say out loud. That quiet voice that says, God, what about me? What am I not doing right? What about me? You know, you've been blessing my friends. What about me? Why am I behind? Why is it that whatever you're sharing to these people are not getting to, or it's not getting to me? Why does it get finished before it gets to me? Why is my life not as colorful as theirs? My life looks black and white. Why is it not colorful? And I want you to sit with that feeling for a second. Oh yes, I want you to. Because most people don't talk about it. You know, they just scroll past it on social media. They just pretend they are fine. But inside, they are questioning everything. They are questioning their life. They are even doubting their existence. Maybe I should bring it more closer to real life. Maybe you've been applying for jobs and nothing is working. Maybe you've been trying to grow your business and it feels like nothing is happening. There is no masterclass you've not attended and you try to put it into practice, but still nothing is happening. Maybe you are in a relationship situation, in layman terms, situationship, that is confusing you. Maybe you're just waiting for direction, waiting for clarity, waiting for something to change. And nothing, absolutely nothing is moving. It is not. And then you start asking yourself questions like, am I doing something wrong? Why is it not happening for me? Did I miss my time? When the Bible talks about times and seasons, now you're just probably thinking, did I miss it? And even if I did, when, where, how? Is God even hearing me? Does he have favorites? What special thing do I need to do? Or is it that the posture of my prayer is not acceptable to God? And guess what? Sometimes you don't even say it like a prayer. You just feel it. That silent frustration, that internal pressure, that feeling of being left behind. And social media does not help, especially Instagram. I don't want to even mention LinkedIn. You see, Instagram, if you're not careful, it will take you down the path of depression and leave you stranded there. Because online, everyone looks like they are winning online. Online, marriages look like they are thriving. Online, people are buying cars. And guess what? Sometimes it's real. Nobody posts their confusion. Nobody posts their delay. Nobody posts their waiting season. So it feels like you are the only one stuck. But let me pause you here. You are not the only one. This issue is not peculiar to you. You are just the one being honest about how it feels. Yes. Because here's something I've learned. Life does not move at the same pace for everyone. Not even two identical twins. Not even identical twins. Life does not move at the same pace for everyone. And that is not punishment, really. It is a process. That is process for you. Now let me take you somewhere real. There was a time in my life where I genuinely felt behind. I still feel that way. On some days, I feel that way most times. Why? Probably because everyone is moving forward. Everyone is moving forward right now, and it feels like I am just there. But let me take you back to what I was saying. There was a time in my life where I genuinely felt behind. Like everyone was moving and I was just there, like a spectator. And it affected me more than I even realized. It wasn't just about what I was saying outside. It was what it was doing inside of me. My confidence started shifting. My thoughts started changing. I started questioning my decisions. I started wondering if I was even on the right path. And I remember asking myself one question over and over and over and over again. Why is my own different? Because if I'm to look at my life, I am not lazy. I am not. I have never been. I would say I started hustling at a very young age. Do you understand? But now, what I didn't understand then was that I was in a process. I am still in a process. A very quiet one. A very uncomfortable one at that, but a necessary one. Because sometimes when it feels like nothing is happening, a lot is actually happening in you. Even if nothing is changing around you. Do you understand? And I need you to hear this clearly. You are not late. You're not forgotten. God has not forgotten about you. I can tell you this for free because I have experienced this. And every day God reminds me that He still cares about me. I'll tell you this, what I said to some of my close friends, and it was a revelation I got from God. He said, that which I have done, it's more than that which I have not done. So if you take a look at your life right now, you would discover that the season you're in right now, or the phase of life you're in right now, and what God has done for you is far more than what you're thinking that He has not done. You are not behind. You are in process. I know that sounds easy to say because some people will say easier said than done. It sounds really easy to say, but it is harder to believe when you are in it. I once told a friend that if you've never ever been through a season, you would not know what it means for someone, like when someone explains it to you. It might not have the same effect on you. And I'm not saying that everybody has to go through a particular season. No, you don't have to go through it to maybe talk about it sometimes. But I'm saying that if Mr. A goes through the season of searching for a job, and Mr. B has never gone through that season, and Mr. A eventually comes out of that season, and Mr. C meets up to Mr. A and B, Mr. A will have more experience, will know exactly how Mr. C is feeling, and would advise him accordingly. This is what I say. If you're not wearing a shoe, you would not know where it hurts. And even if you're wearing the same shoe the person is wearing, you might still not know where it hurts because you are not the same size. Because when you are in that season, it feels like delay. It feels like stagnation. It feels like nothing is working. But let me tell you something very honest. Not everything that is delayed is a denial. Some things are delayed because you are not ready yet. You need to be ready. And I know that can be hard to accept. But it is also protection. You might not want to accept it, but it's protection most times. Because now imagine getting everything you prayed for without the capacity to carry it. My darling, it would collapse you. A 3-year-old child cannot ask for a Range Rover. Even a 10-year-old child cannot ask for a Lamborghini. So sometimes what you call delay is actually protection, is actually preparation. Let me bring it to everyday life again. Have you ever looked back at a past version of yourself and thought, if I had gotten that opportunity then, I would not have handled it well? Some days ago, I remembered I applied for something in 2021, and I think my ignorance and my lackadaisical attitude made me lose it. And this is me being uncountable and being honest. And then again, I thought about it, and I know that opportunity would have done so much for me. I think this is the first time I'm actually bringing it out and sharing it. It would have done so much for me as a person, as a girl that just left the university. But then again, I kept asking myself, and something popped up in my head, and it said, what if you had gotten that opportunity, and what if it had done more damage to you? What if it had collapsed? And what if you had failed? What if? So the what ifs kept coming up, and instead of wallowing in so much regret, I just said, Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you. So you're asking yourself, if I had gotten that opportunity then, I would not have handled it well. Or you're telling yourself that. That is growth. That is process. That is timing. But when you are inside it, you don't see it like that. Inside it, it just feels like waiting. And guess what? Waiting can mess with your head. It feels like silence. It feels like nothing is happening. And that is why comparison is dangerous. Because comparison will make you feel behind. Yes, it will. And even when you are exactly where you need to be. But because you're comparing, you start feeling behind. No wonder they say comparison is the thief of joy. Your journey is not supposed to look like everyone else's. I need to make this clear again. Your journey, like the journey you're in right now, is not supposed to look like everyone else's. Everyone has their journey. Your timing is not supposed to look like everyone else's. Your process is not supposed to look like everyone else's. And just because everyone is in their visible season, like it's so visible, doesn't mean your invisible season is not important. So those people that are in their visible season now, there was a time they were in their invisible season. I hope that makes sense to you. So invisible seasons are where foundations are built, in layman terms, behind the scene. Invisible seasons are where character is built. Invisible seasons are where discipline is built. Invisible seasons are where strength is also built. So your behind the scene is your invisible season. It is where your character, your strength, your discipline, and your foundations are built. And one day, it will all make sense. It will all make sense. One day you will look back and realize, oh, this is what that season was for. sometimes I think these seasons gives us a platform for testimony. So if you're in a place right now where you feel stuck, I need you to slow down. Slow down in your mind. Yes, slow down. Stop rushing your life. Stop comparing your timeline. Stop measuring your life against someone else's highlights reel. You're comparing your behind the scene with somebody else's reel. Doesn't make sense. Because you're not behind. You're actually becoming. And becoming takes time. I remember one day a friend of mine asked me, Amarachi, she said, Naomi, I can't put the question correctly. And she said, Naomi, if someone should ask you, who is Naomi right now, what would you say? And the first word that came out of my mouth was, Naomi is becoming. Because I am. And becoming takes time. So breathe. Breathe. Stay in your lane and trust your process. Because your life is not on pause. It's being prepared. And when your moment comes, you will understand why the waiting mattered. When your moment comes, you will understand why God had to take you through all those seasons, all those timelines and everything. I hope when you listen to this, you will learn to breathe and just calm down, relax, pause for a minute. Pause. Okay? And that's it for today's episode of Real Talk Naomi podcast. If this spoke to you, I want you to sit with it. Don't just move on from it. Think about it, reflect on it, and be honest with yourself about where you are in your own process. And learn not to compare yourself to somebody else. Don't compare seasons. Okay? And let me chip this in. You could be in the same season with somebody else and the person would even go forward faster than you. But don't compare. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you follow us, you share with someone who needs to hear it, and I'll see you in the next conversation. Because here, we don't rush life. We understand it through God's lens. Okay? Bye. See you in our next episode. I love you.